you better say that. The best talk show, you better say that. The guests on the show, you better say that. Give knowledge and hope, you better say that. Outsider, that's the host, you better say that. Spread love and faith, you better say that. God steer away the hate, you better say that. We all gonna be great, you better say that. Work out passion, not pay, you better say that. Oh yeah, you better say that, say that. Oh yeah, you better say that. Oh yeah, you better say that. You better say that.
Hello, and welcome to the You Better Say That talk show, where we dialogue with people from around the world. I'm your host, Alzada Florence, and I am so excited that you took the time to join us today. Today, we have Frederick Reco Newton, all the way from Valley, Alabama, newly elected to Chambers County Board of Education, District 1. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On your win. Congratulations for taking the city. So excited for you. He was a former teacher, coach for over 21 years. Now his passion has shifted him towards administration, and he is here to talk about his journey and his new position in education. So help me welcome my cousin, the board member and principal of Reco Newton. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me also. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I'm very excited about being here, and thank you so much.
You are so welcome, and I'm so excited for you. I've watched your journey.
Exactly.
We're family.
Exactly.
So we grew up together,
yes.
and I've been watching him. One time Caleb and I went to Clemson. For a
football game.
Yeah, for the football game, and we looked up, and I was like, "There's my cousin, there's Reco."
Yeah.
So he's been a blessing to so many young men, so many athletes. For over the years, for 21 years, he poured into them. He's given them. He supported them. He made sure that they got to where they needed to be. And to me, that speaks volumes because our young black men, period, need that. And you have taken the time because you yourself was an athlete in school.
Yes, I played at the Alabama State University. Started off at Valley High School, class of 1994.
Yes.
And then I went on to play at Alabama State University, played football, and majored in physical education there. So I got my bachelor's from physical education from Alabama State University.
Exactly. So tell us what prompted you to just pour into coaching and pour into these young men? What was it about your journey as a football player that prompted you to go into coaching?
I think it started off in high school, and I look at from junior high to high school. I had some great coaches myself. I was able to be coached at Valley High School under Coach Robert Maddox, who was a great coach around in his area. He also coached at Auburn High School. He's from Valley.
Wow.
Then that led me on to college, where I had Coach Houston Markham, another great coach that I had. So, along the way, I had great coaches, and they kind of led me to want to coach and want to be a part of someone's life. Because they helped change my life, helped mold the man I am, and now I want to be able to do the same thing.
Exactly. Well, I think you've done that.
Yeah.
I think you've done it. And you won a couple championships too
exactly.
now.
And still working at it.
That's right.
Every day it's a climb, and every day it's a want to get better, want to be better yourself, and want to make others better.
Oh yeah, and that's so important.
Yeah,
and these young men today, they need mentors.
Yeah, exactly.
They need someone in their life that's positive and can help them because a lot of young men don't have father figures and they don't have the men in their life to help guide them, and help support them and help kind of direct their lives. And I think sometimes God allow coaches to do that.
Exactly.
And I think that's what you've done.
Exactly.
So I'm so proud of my cousin. Nevertheless, we're here because we want to talk about your new journey.
Okay.
And where God is taking you on this next journey. So tell us just a little bit more about yourself and what you do on a daily.
Okay, my name is Frederick Newton. I'm from Valley, Alabama. On a daily basis, I was at Lochapoka High School, the head football coach at Lochapoka High School. Now I'm working with our Turner School program for Lee County High School. It's a combination of Beulah, Beauregard, Smith Station, and Lochapoka. All those schools together. We serve the whole entire Lee County for kids with behavioral problems. They come to us, and they may be up to 45 days, and we help work on behavioral problems and get them back in school. I've been doing that. I've been teaching now for a total of 22 years. Have 3 more years before I can retire.
Ooh, yes.
Now I'm taking my journey on into being a part of District 1 Chambers County Board of Education member.
Okay, that is awesome. So when you graduate and you have some other goals that you want to reach, and I know that it's been a journey. It's been a journey. So what shifted you from what was the desire and the passion that made you hunger and thirst and go after being the District 1 in the Chambers County community?
The thing is, when this first thing started off, everybody was asking me, you know, Democrat or Republican. I didn't understand that language quite.
Right.
And they asked me, hey, what made you shift into politics? And they talk about politics.
Yes.
And that was the part they were talking about being a Democrat, being a Republican. And I tell people I was a concerned citizen.
Yes. Oh, come on now.
And the thing was that made me get into the political, arena of wanting to be a politician was being a concerned citizen. And what I learned was that we didn't have a seat at the table for as our voice of being heard. And that was the thing is that the city is the one that elect these officials, and then you never hear from your representative. You know what I'm saying? The person that represents your community.
Right.
So I wanted to be a voice for our community, which was District 1, which includes, in my district, includes Hunts Line, Oakland Heights, Riverview, Langdale, and parts of Fairfax.
Okay.
So I just wanted to be a voice for the people because these are the people that want to be heard with all the issues going on, the things that's going on, that they want to be heard throughout the community. So my thing is that, you know, I kept looking for that person to step up and say, hey, I'm that person, and that person never did come to the table. So I said to myself, I guess I'm that person.
Yes.
So that's why I decided that I wanted to run for office at that time, you know, after praying about it and seeking, you know, the Lord and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to lead me in the right direction. That was the way he led me.
Exactly. So you were sitting around waiting on the person to step up, to be a voice for the people in the community, and you were really waiting on yourself to step up.
And that person never did step up.
It never did step up.
And everybody kept saying, hey, who gonna run, who gonna do this? And I said, I guess I'm that person.
Send me, I'll go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Let's get it started.
Let's go.
So
let's roll.
We started moving direction, start getting support from the community, and a lot of more people start reaching out saying, hey, you know, we feel like you'll be a strong person for us. So I said, well, hey, let's go. Let's get it started.
Exactly. And how do it feel to be homegrown, coming back to your community, just reporting into your community, making a difference in your community where you grow up?
It feels good. I mean, to see the smiling faces of mainly the older people. When you see them and they see your journey, they know your journey. They know where you from. They seen you walk up and down, you know, the streets to the bus and in the neighborhood, that kind of thing. Now they see you in this leadership role.
Right.
I mean, it feels good to see those people in the neighborhoods, and you know, family members and all other people that's in the community and able to see you now. And you know, it was that thing of coaching. They was able to see you on that stage, but now they're able to see you on a stage that's closer to home and helping the kids that's closer to home and helping the community.
Right, exactly. I mean, that speaks volumes.
Yeah, it does.
You know, it does. And I'm super proud of you. I said it probably 3 times on the camera, but it's okay because I can be proud if I want to.
Yeah,
but, you know, but just to see how you have just grown, and like you said, the older people, because, you know, older people have a tendency sometimes to understand the journey, understand where you've been, and how important it is for you to, you know, to grow up and become someone that can turn back around and pour back into the community and help the community, you know. And so I'm proud. They're proud to see that, you know, to see that you grew up to be an awesome young man, you know, and that's something to be proud of. And shifting from the coaching, you know, and the teaching into administration is where you're headed.
That's it. That's it. So the thing is with that, you know, I had been teaching for 22 years, and I'm 3 years away from retirement. So I wanted to find something else that I could do that wasn't in the classroom, kind of outside the classroom. You know, coming up during these years, I never saw myself as administrator. Because I already said I didn't want those headaches and those problems and all that kind of stuff. And I told myself that, but then I was like, hey, it's time to go in another direction. It's time to, you know, help another group of people that's coming along. You know, during my years of coaching, I was able to help other coaches, young coaches. You know, able to hire them, give them opportunity, you know, mentor to them, that kind of thing. So now with this in administration, I'm able to help, you know, them go into teaching, help more young people get into teaching and recruit more great teachers to our area. So that's what I'm looking forward to. You know, a lot of being able to do that also.
Because, you know, when I look at teachers today versus teachers when we grew up in time before, they're different because they probably have to be different because the kids are different.
Yes, it is.
We grew up differently than the kids today, and we have to have the caliber of teachers that have a passion and a hunger to help these kids.
Yeah.
You know, they're not just there for a paycheck, but they're there to help the children succeed.
Exactly.
You know, because if you don't have good teachers, then you don't have good students. You know, the teachers are there to pour in, to teach, to train, to learn. I mean, to help children to learn in order for them to grow up and be successful. Because they have the teachers have your children almost more than the parents out of each day. That's almost 8 hours of the day.
Yeah.
You know, they have them, and that's their time with them.
Yeah,
you know, to make sure that they're successful. So I think that you being in a position now to make sure that we get the right teachers, the right coaches, the right administration, you know, to help our community and help our children above everything else. I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
it's great. Like I said, it's a great opportunity to be able to be in this position now. Being able to move into this position.
Right.
And the thing is learning from others, you know, other educators before me. That's, you know, Mr. McCullough.
Yes.
He was one of the educators. Mr. Hughley.
Yes.
Not thinking about the teachers, Miss Crawley, all the teachers I had, you know, they was great people in our community and great people in our neighborhood that you look at and you think about that, you know, that helped us. And one of my teachers I think about was Mr. Logue.
Yes.
I had Mr. Logue, and you can see Mr. Logue like years and years, and you remember what seat you sat in.
That's right.
And everything. It just,
Oh,
you know,
goodness.
I think, you know, my great thing with education is I had great educators before me that taught me. That kind of like I look back and say, you know, I want to be that person like they was to me.
Exactly.
And when you look at, I want kids better remember me when they see me 10 years from now, and we out of this class 20 years from now.
Yeah.
And they still better say, you know, thank you, you led me in the right direction.
That's
you helped
right.
me pick career and help me did this and that. So that's the main thing.
That is heartwarming.
That's what you do it for.
That's right, exactly. That is heartwarming. You know, it's about impacting somebody's life, making a difference, you know, and pouring back into the community.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about, you know. And I know you probably, like you said earlier, you grew up and never thought that you would be in administration, you know. But when I look at it, you know, Jeremiah 29:11. So God knows the thoughts and the plan that he thinks towards us, for their good, for their not evil, to bring us to an expected end. You didn't plan that, but God had a plan for your life. You know, now you got to walk it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I right about it?
That's
And so we don't always know where God is going to take us, you know, and sometimes where God want to take us, we don't even want to go.
Exactly.
You know?
That was it.
we got excuses, and you know, we got our whys and why not, you know, and I don't want to do this, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, his hopes and his plans and his thoughts for us are way far better than ours. You know.
I've got this from Pastor Vernon Carter.
Oh yes.
He spoke on this one time about in order to have a testimony, you got to have a test.
You better say that.
So that was one of the things I've always, you know, when those tests come, I tell people these days when they have tests, I say, look, now this test that you're having right now, whatever you're going through right now, going to end up being a testimony to somebody who's going to need it.
That's true.
So that's the thing is that I live by each and every day, that you know, there's going to be tests.
Yes, it is.
Throughout life, but you know, this test that you're going through is eventually going to turn into a great testimony for somebody.
You better say
so,
that.
So you know, it's okay.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you.
How you doing? My name is Frederick Reco Newton. I'm here with You Better Say That talk show, and I'm here to say thank you to the voters of Chambers County District 1 for your vote. Thank you.
We're back from our commercial break, and we're going to continue our awesome conversation with Frederick Reco Newton, all the way from Valley, Alabama. You know, I preached Sunday, the qualities needed in trials. That was my topic. And I just talked about what we need, the qualities that we need to have while we're going through our trials, so that God can get the glory in the end. So that's what you just repeated. You know, you got to make sure that is how you handle your test is going to give you that testimony.
Exactly.
You know, and I believe that. You know, if you don't have a test, you won't have a testimony, and if you don't have any misery, you won't have a ministry. You know what I'm saying? So life, you know, and my favorite scripture is Romans 8:28. For we know that all things work together for the good. And so no matter what we go through in life, it's going to work out for our good. We can't see it right now. It don't feel good right now. and we don't know the outcome, but when we get on the other side of it, we're going to see that, hey, I was glad that I went through that. I'm so glad that happened. You know, it was bad back then, but now it's good, and it's worked for my good.
Exactly.
You know, and I love what you said about Mr. Logan, Miss Calhoun,
Yep.
Coach Dunn, and I don't know if he was there.
Yeah,
You know, all
Coach
those
Dunn,
were,
yeah.
they were there when I was in school.
Yeah.
You know, and just think about, they were there before us. But I absolutely love what you said, how they really mentored you, and they poured into you, and they were examples, you know, to you. And you think back to you, when you look back over your life, you say, I want to do that one day. You know,
Exactly, that was
because
it.
Mr. Love, like you said, he knew exactly where you see. He remembered your name.
Yep.
You know, Miss Calhoun. You know, I had saw her years after I had graduated, and she said that I remember you were born in Hawaii. And you know what? Out of all the people in the school, years and years
Yeah.
later, she remembered that I was born in Hawaii, and so that meant something to me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It personalizes the relationship. You know,
Exactly.
it's like, and that was the things about being at Lo Chipoka that I loved about being at Lo Chipoka. It's a small school, small environment with big
Yes.
rewards.
Yes.
You know, we knew each and every kid walking down the hallway, so
my
it was
goodness.
like, you know, it was like a personal thing that, you know, I knew your name. You know, you
Yes,
just wasn't
yes.
a social security number or a birthday. You know what I'm saying? That you might be calling attendance, but I actually knew your name,
Right.
first and last name, and I probably could relate. And I tell people that these days, I call kids by their last name
That's right. Okay.
because I think your last name means something because
Yes.
you're representing your last name no matter where you're in the community,
Exactly.
at school. It's a lot of first names out there, but that last name holds a lot of more weight than that first name because in a school system that we're in, like Lo Chipoka, it was, for instance, say your last name Calloway.
Sure.
It was some more Callaways that came before you. So now you're setting the stage for the next Callaway and the next Callaway.
Yes.
That's why I tell them your last name means a lot. It means a lot.
That's
so
good.
that's why I try to call kids by their last name. Some of them don't realize what I'm doing, but it's more stronger. The last
Exactly.
name is more stronger than the first name.
Wow.
Because it's going to be the name that you leave for the next generation.
Isn't that something? That's powerful. I never thought about it like
Yeah.
that, you
Yeah.
know. But you got to think about it like this too,
Yeah.
you know. And this is going to confirm what you just said. When you meet someone, or if you in another city or something, you say, okay, well, who are your folks?
Yeah,
You know the
exactly.
Ramses.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
you know the Newtons. You
Yeah,
know, they
yeah.
don't say that you know the Ricos or
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Alzeidas. They
Exactly.
want to know, do you know the Ramses? Do
Yeah.
you know the Newtons? You know, because
Exactly.
that's going to be the name
That's
that's
it.
going to connect the dots
That's
if
it.
they know you.
That's
you
it.
know,
And that's how it is in the school.
Oh yeah, okay.
If you say, you know the Rams, you know the New. Well, hey, I taught your sister, I taught your cousin, I
Yes.
taught this person, I taught this person. Now it sets the stage of what I'm expecting out of you because you know I had this person, they was a great student. Now I'm expecting the same thing out of you. Now you got to carry this name on to the next person.
That's right. Oh,
so
that's
you know,
good.
That's really
powerful.
big. That last name is very powerful.
Okay, that's good. That's a good revelation right there. Cause well, listen. So now that you in your new position in administration and the board, what are some of your duties going to be?
Well, some of my duties, we're getting ready to face going into the Board of Education, getting ready to face the combining of schools. That's going to be
Yes.
the hot topic going into it.
Oh yes, already the hot topic.
Yeah, it is. So, that's some of the things that we're going to discuss and some of the things we have to bring everybody to the table and just see what works best for the whole entire county. When I talked about making decisions and making decisions that's good for not only Valley, not only for LaFell.
Right.
But we got to make decisions that's going to help Chambers County
Yes.
as a whole
The whole-
entire person, as a whole entire. What's going to benefit the students, what's going to benefit the parents, and what's going to benefit the whole entire community. So going into it, that's some of the questions that we have to ask and some of the questions that we have to answer because the community wants what's best
Yes.
for
everybody.
the entire community.
Right.
So that's what some of the things we have to go and work on.
That's
going
some of the
into it.
biggest things that's
Yeah, some of the
coming up
biggest
right
things. And I'm finishing my degree, so I'm working on that in educational leadership at West Alabama. So that's one of the things, personal goals that I'm working on. And also, this is my first time announcing this.
Okay. Make sure you get this.
First time announcing
Zoom
this.
in.
I have a nonprofit that I'm working on called
Okay.
Watch the Ball.
Okay.
So I came up with that name, Watch the Ball, and we didn't even talk about this before I went on, but I just thought about it. So I came with the name Watch the Ball because in sports, in every sport, that's the main thing everybody say. In football, hey, watch the ball.
Watch the ball, right.
Basketball, watch the ball.
Watch the ball, right.
Baseball, watch the ball. But that also happens in life.
Oh wow.
In life, you got to watch the ball.
Okay.
Because things in life going to come at you real fast. It might come at you real slow.
Yeah.
And so in life, you got to watch the ball.
That's
So always
awesome.
keep your eyes on the ball. And on life is life. Life is the ball. So always
That's
keep your
right.
eyes on it. So with this nonprofit organization, what I want to do is mentor to kids and help with job skills.
Yes.
So I want to partner up in with jobs, your jobs like welding, HVAC, agriculture, restaurants. So I want to partner up with all these jobs, and I want to help kids work with these jobs and help get a job skill set. And with this, the job will serve as an apprenticeship. We will pay the kids ourselves. So they're paying for training.
Yes.
So what we do, we have a program where we'll rotate each kid around to each job every 2 weeks. And so now you give a kid an idea of what they want to do when they graduate. But it starts early. So we get you in the 10th grade during the summer. And we put on these jobs. So now you'll know that, hey, in 10th grade, I like this HVAC thing. I might want to go try Southern Union. I might want to do this in my high school, get into this program. So that's one of my next big adventure that I'm getting ready to reach out into is with this nonprofit organization, just working on helping kids get job skills and that kind of thing. We'll provide rides and everything to the jobs. So it's kind of like I thought about it more.
Okay.
It's kind of like a job temp service for kids.
Right. Oh, that
exactly.
is fantastic.
So, being able to put kids on jobs, because, it's a lot of kids these days that not having their hands-on skills going into even your first job.
Yes.
You want to see your first job, you don't know what's going on. We're talking about going into a major job. So we want to make sure that we're introducing all job settings to kids and making sure they know that, hey, this may be something I may be thinking about. It may be something I want to do.
That's good. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, remember, You Better Say That talk show, heard it first.
Heard it first.
Heard it first.
Yeah.
Well, that is, when I tell you, that is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
No one has done that before.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is new.
Yeah, it is.
And another thing that I thought about was, will you accept kids that don't want to go to college?
Yeah.
Okay, so this can be a trade, because everybody's not going to college.
Exactly, and that's my next thing is that the kids that's not going to college, kids might want to come out and say, I want to open up a lawn service.
Sure.
Or I want to, come off, I want to own my own HVAC company. I want to do certain things. There's certain people out there right now that I'm trying to partner with. Like one, for instance, when kids say they want to do HVAC, I think about this guy named Nick Carlisle.
Okay.
Nick Carlisle. He's from the Valley area. He has his own HVAC business.
Okay.
And he does a great job. He does commercial. He does home. And he does deep freezers and all kind of stuff. And I tell kids about him. This guy owns his own business. He goes around, he's hired people and that kind of thing. You think about also Mr. Gibson, BMW.
Right.
Yeah, they do. So I want to put. That's what I want to do. I want to put our kids with people like that, so they'll be able to go out and just learn more and more and think about running their own business
and be successful.
And be successful.
Be
that's
successful.
the thing, So that's what we're dealing with, leading the kids in direction of that right now.
When I tell you, that's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
That's the best thing I done heard all day.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
so
well, I'm going to be praying that the Lord bless you real good.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I am so excited about that. That's good, because I know that all kids are not don't want to go to college.
Yeah, exactly.
They may not want to go into college and do all that, but they say I'm skilled at this. I'm good at this and I'm good at that, because everybody have different talents and abilities. And then different learning abilities, and I think for you to give them an option, and still make it where they can succeed in life.
And
that speaks volume.
That's what we're trying to do.
That's important. That is so important. Well, so how important is student achievement and success?
Students' achievement and success is very great. I mean, this year alone at Loach Polk, I had one kid to go to Purdue University, and I had 2 kids go to military.
Wow.
So the thing is that I learned from our superintendent, Dr. Howard, at Lee County Schools. When our students cross the stage, we want them to be able to enroll in college, enlist in the military, or employ on the job.
Yes.
So those 3 E's that we talk about.
Okay.
So last year, for instance, we had a kid that going to college and enrolling at Purdue University, plays football. But I also had 2 kids that enlisted in the military. And the thing is that I've been learning a lot from them through their journey. Both of them in the Army.
Okay.
Both of them just graduated from the Army, and they get ready to move on to Virginia and other places. And they told me, and I got a chance to look at their videos and see them and learn what it is when they get tapped out, when the family members are there and they're in a line, waiting on the family member to come tap them out. So I got a chance to learn what that means. And I mean, that was a great. It's just like I'm there and part of the family, and I'm part of the journey along the way. And they calling me and saying, "Hey, coach, this happened. Hey, coach, I was mentally strong. I went through this. I went through that. That running wasn't nothing for me, coach, because we ran a lot at football practice." So we listen to those success stories and listen to, hey, one kid able to provide for his family now.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Able to buy his first car. So you hear those kind of stories, that kind of thing, it kind of like move you in a great kind of thing, which will make your heart smile. You know that you was part of that journey and you was part of that success story. And you know, you had kids that's going to community college. One kid left now. His name is Chris Lipscomb. He's in a community college in Mississippi, and he's going through his journey now with that and working on his grades and working on his athletic ability so he can be able to transfer once he get through a community college. So, you know, that journey alone. And the thing is about teaching and coaching that you're in this life journey with kids forever.
Yes, exactly.
You know? And, you know, you have success stories. You don't have success stories.
Yeah.
But, you know, you still you pray for those ones that's not success story. And you still say, hey, it's not too late to change it around.
Exactly.
It's not
never too late.
You know, exactly. So you have those ones that still that's not quite where you want them at, but you still pray for them and you say, hey, it's not too late, and you start to let them know you still there if they need anything.
It's always in their corner.
Oh yeah, always.
Always pushing and always praying and always encouraging, you know, and picking them up if they fall down.
Exactly.
And so, you know, sometimes they just need a helping hand, you know, because they're still young, they're still learning.
Exactly.
You know, and life will throw you a bowl of lemons, you know, but you got to take those lemons and learn how to make lemonade, you know, and so that you can keep going.
Exactly.
You know, and so their success and their achievement is very important to you as administrator, you know. And the good thing about it is it's not just while they're in school. I'm seeing that, you know, you're still concerned about their success and their achievement outside of school. When they graduate and when they're moving forward, they can always call you and say, hey, coach, you know, hey, Mr. Newton, you know, whatever they call you, you know, and you can still pour into them afterwards, you know.
I have kids that's teaching their kids now. You know, they're teaching and coaching it. They still call them in and ask me about this, and I still call and ask them about this and how the season going and try to go see them during the season. And that kind of like now from coaching, that gives me time to do that. So players that I have that's coaching football now, and they defense coordinators and head coach, I get a chance to go watch them play. And then I try to like just sit in the stands and just watch and not like, you know.
Be down there and trying to coach on slide.
Yeah, exactly. So I may talk to them after the game and say, hey, you know, I would have did this, I would have tried this. Or that, but you know, it's all good. I'm very proud of them, and that's the thing about just being proud about, you know, and then seeing, you know, kids you coach and now they're fathers and their mothers and they're coaching little league.
Oh my goodness.
That kind of thing. I talked to a guy the other day, Enrique Florence.
I know exactly.
He's coaching 3rd and 4th grade.
What?
Recreational football. And I told him about the time. I said, man, that 3rd and 4th grade, because I coached recreational football one time too, 3rd and 4th grade. I said, you want to test your patience. 3rd and 4th graders. I told him about the story one time. My 3rd and 4th graders was during the middle of the game, they tackling each other and high-fiving each other. And I was like, man, I told him about my experience with that. So, but you need guys like that. They come back and they pour in the community doing stuff like that. I mean, that just, the thing is, that's what you're looking for in the community. For, you know, guys that come back and want to start off with 3rd and 4th grade. I said that's huge. That's very big.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, my son Caleb, he went to school and came back, and you know, he always wanted to coach, and he always wanted to do strength and conditioning. But when he came back the first 2 years, he just worked. You know, and then you know, one day, you know, earlier this year, they called him and said, hey, we need you, you know, and it just brightened his day, you know, just, you know, he's so excited, and God is opening doors for him to do other things. And, you know, it makes your heart feel good for them to say, hey, we're glad you're back. You know, we wanted you back. They call him. He didn't go after them. You know, they call him and let him know, hey, we need you. And so he did his first year of coaching, and he was excited about it. But for him to be back where he grew up, where he graduated from, went to college, came back, and now he's able to help other kids, that speaks volume, and that means a lot.
It does.
It means a lot, yeah. So listen, so how do you plan to bring the community together and have their support? Bridging them together. I
think the main thing is knowing both communities. And that's what gives me a plus that I've been able to and knowing both communities. I've from Valley, but also I have teammates and college friends that's from LaFell. I built relationships with other guys that coach at LaFell, that played at LaFell, and now they're coaching high school. Right. So the thing is to bring, you know, both communities together. It's knowing both communities and being able to sit down and talk to both communities. And when it all comes down to it, everybody wants what's best for their kids. Right. You know, that's everywhere. And in any kind of education, whether it's college, whether it's junior college, whether it's high school, elementary, junior high, it doesn't matter. Right. When it's all said and done, every parent wants what's best for their kids. Exactly. And they want to make sure that their kids are being offered everything possible in order to have a success story. Yes, sir. So that's what we have to do as being in this position as the board, to make sure that we are sure parents that we're offering the best education that their kid can get here in Chambers County.
Very good, because community is important.
Oh, yes.
And then they, they put us in that position, and they expect, things to, you can't make everybody. I told someone that, you're not going to make everybody happy, but you do the very best you can, and make sure that you're bridging that gap. Having a good line of communication is very important, to communicate with the community and making sure that they're involved in the decision making and what they're doing, what you're doing, so they'll know, just kind of keep them informed. And I think community is important.
It is.
So it's good that you're going to be advocating and bringing, bridging that gap with the community and making sure that, you have a good relationship with them.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes, that's the greatest thing. And communication. Communicating with the community. Let them know your goals. Let them know what what's your platform. What you want to accomplish. That's some of the things that that I would like to do. And one of the things, one of my goals that I want to accomplish and want to get done is that the vocational program.
Okay.
So
tell us about
one thing I like about vocational school that we have, and in Chambers County we have a great vocational program, but I want to allow our students their 12th grade year to be able to go to Southern Union and take a class in vocational school.
Yes.
So by allowing this, now you have 1 year invested in which we footed the bill for, Chambers County School System footed the bill for.
Wow.
And now you have that 1 year. So now it's like, I have 1 year down. So all I got to do is just now complete one more year and I have that degree.
Right.
I have that certification. So now you're not coming out thinking, well, this program is 2 years.
Right.
Do I want to get started in or do I not? So with us, that 12th grade year, you would go ahead and get started in that certification. So now when you come out, when you graduate, right now you only have 1 more year.
Wow.
So that's one of the
half
programs.
The battle.
Yeah, exactly. Now you gotta have the battle there, and then So that's one of the things I want to talk to them about.
Okay.
Are we able to do that, as a board and as a
growing up
school system?
When we were in school, they had a vocational school in LaFayette, and they would bus the kids from LaFayette to Valley back, back and forth. So do they still have that program?
They still have
now?
that program.
They do.
They still have that program.
So they haven't
they still
closed
have that
it out.
program. They haven't, but we want to take it a step further.
Okay.
Take it a step further where you're a senior and you done finished those classes and you've been introduced to HVAC and welding. Hey, this is what I want to do. So now 12th grade year, we want to move it forward by go ahead and start you at Southern Union, so you know that, hey, I got 1 year down. So now when I graduate, that 1 more year that I do, I'll be certified in this. And it could be nursing, it could be, like I said, HVAC, it could be welding, it could be small engine, whatever it is that we've have you got halfway across.
That's right.
And it's a poem called Bridge Builder that I like listening to. And Bridge Builder talks about an old man who crossed the bridge, and it was high tide.
Wow.
And when he crossed that bridge, he stopped to build a bridge for someone else to cross. So that bridge builder, that's what we all in life try to be, is a bridge builder.
Yeah.
When you're crossing that water and it's nothing but tides, high tides, and you get across and you build a bridge, and they wonder, hey, why are you building this bridge?
That's right.
You've already crossed this high tide and crossed this water, so why are you building a bridge? And you turn around and say, there's others behind me that also at some point in time must cross over this high tide. So I'm gonna build this bridge for them.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So that's what it's all about.
I'm trying not to cry.
Yeah.
My goodness, that is powerful.
Oh yeah.
That is very powerful because it's not about. It's not all about you.
Yeah,
it's not all about me, myself, and I. But when you put yourself, when you put others before you put yourself, and even though you've succeeded, you hadn't forgot about the ones that's coming over. And it's each one reach one. Or either pay it forward. I think that was the latest thing lately. Pay it forward. So when you can pay it forward, when you can bridge that gap, when you can build a bridge for someone else, that is powerful. And
it feels good in the end. It feels good because, like we said, we talked about the things that I think that I'm doing right now for as helping my community was done way before me.
Right.
My grandmother, your mom, your dad.
Yes.
Those were people I looked at that was doing for others and helping each other in the community and doing this and and lending a hand and just that's the thing that when you look at your relatives from back then, they didn't have much, but whatever they had, you could get it. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
It.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We didn't have much, but whatever you had, you could get it. And however I can help you get across, whatever it is. Or, my grandmother was taking my cousin them to Alabama State, riding up and down the road and bringing them back and that kind of thing, make sure they had a ride. And it wasn't much, but hey, when you went back down that road, you had something to put in your pocket.
Exactly.
They're going to make sure you had something. They're going to ask you, you got something to put in your pocket and this and that. And that's kind of thing, like, my grandmother and my great grandmother, you know, they had hogs.
Yes, they did.
But you know, when I came and visited, when I went back, they made sure I had some whatever.
That's
they
right.
put in that bag some
That's
sausage,
right.
some bacon, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you know, and they grew their own vegetables and
That's
that kind of
what they
thing,
did.
and you know,
Right.
they made sure you had some peas and this and that, and
some corn.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, like I said, it wasn't much, but the thing was is that they made sure you had.
That's right. Exactly.
And that's the thing is that I tell kids these days that, hey, we got to get back where we're learning about agriculture and that kind of thing, and how to
Yes.
plant and use and live off the earth. That kind of
Yes,
thing.
that's important these
that's
days.
Important.
You know, because
Yeah.
this stuff that we eating
Yeah,
and putting in
yeah.
our bodies now, that's a
Exactly.
whole nother story.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that is important. We've
Yeah.
got to get back to
Yeah.
that. And a lot of people are getting back to it
Yeah, exactly.
because of, you know, what we're dealing with health-wise and
Yeah.
stuff like that. We
Exactly.
don't know what we're eating,
Yeah.
you know, additives and preservatives and all kind of stuff. You know, we don't know, you know, antibiotics, you know, steroids or whatever they put in the food. We don't know what we're eating, you know, so it's best that we kind of get into agriculture,
Yeah.
you know, because it's important,
Yeah, it
you know.
is,
So,
very
but
much.
lending a helping hand, I agree. It's important anytime that you can, you know, reach your community in any way. You know, I remember when I was a football mom in Opelika, so many times we got our church van.
Yeah.
You know, and we
Oh,
got
yeah.
we got
Some
our
camps.
church van.
I think
Oh,
I seen it. I seen some camps.
You seen
with those,
you seen it? You
Yeah,
seen it?
exactly.
Yeah. And we loaded it
Yeah,
up, you
yeah.
know, and sometimes coaches used to say, well, you know, we wanted to take some of the guys to a camp in South Carolina, you know, but how are we going to get there? We got too many to fit in a car or a truck. You know,
Yeah,
I said, hey, take the church van.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and I didn't even go. I told one of the coaches, hey, we're going to fill it up with gas,
Yeah.
and you the driver, you're responsible.
Yeah,
And he
that's
loaded
it.
them up and took them to all the way to South Carolina.
Yeah, that's what it's
you know,
all
it's just
about.
always about giving and just helping, you know. And I loved it. I loved it, you know. And even being a pastor, I still try to find a way to give
Yeah,
back.
I see you now helping out with the Opelika football team.
Yeah, and
That-
I don't
that's
even
big.
have any. I don't
Yeah,
have
I
a
know.
dog in the
That-
fight.
that's
But
big.
you know.
And I said the same thing.
Uh-huh.
But I said that's big. That's from the heart. When you
exactly.
and then those kids appreciate that too. And you
Yeah.
don't know how as a football coach you
Yeah.
appreciate too, because that helps my athletic budget when you can when
Yes.
you don't have to depend on this money or here that you might have for
Yes.
something else later on down the road.
Correct.
Feeding the kids, because you want to be able to make sure the kids are being fed and nutrition properly. So that was big. You had a great speaker, Pastor Rudd.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a great motivational
yeah,
speaker.
yeah.
I like listening to him.
He is.
So they got a great word on both ends.
On both
Yeah.
ends. That's
Yeah.
right. They fed spiritually
Yeah.
and naturally.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that is awesome. So, listen, we're about to wrap up, but
Okay.
tell me, what are some of the challenges you see moving forward? What do you see any challenges that you might have to overcome moving forward?
I know it's some.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's some.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to them.
Right.
I'm looking forward to them
That's right.
because
You're going to build that bridge.
exactly
You're going to overcome.
Exactly, and it's gonna be my test, and later on it'll be my testimony.
Come on
whatever
now.
it is,
You better
whatever
say
it is,
it.
whatever it may be, I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the
Exactly.
good, the bad, the challenges.
That's right.
You know,
You're up
whatever
for
it
the
be.
challenge.
Yeah, and I'm ready to attack it, head on.
Exactly.
Let's go bring it on.
Okay.
Because, like I said, all these tests, eventually become your testimony, and I know it's gonna be some.
Yeah, it will.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly.
just
Because
gonna-
nothing in life is that without challenges
Yeah,
and tests and
exactly.
trials. It doesn't matter. I was telling I think Sharon when she was here, I said, when Jesus walked the earth, he was perfect. We're not perfect. But he still had challenges.
Exactly.
And so don't think that we're not.
Exactly.
So whatever comes your way, I know that you're going to have the wisdom and the strength to overcome it and keep going.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right. All right.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
awesome.
That's it.
Well, how rewarding is it to see the children of Chambers County succeed or Lee County succeed? How important is that to you?
It's very important because you look at yourself, and a lot of kids, you look at yourself and you look at your story and you look at the journey that you took along this route, and you want to make it you want to try as best you can to let them live their life and just grow.
Yes.
But then you want to be able to offer support and offer
Yes.
help. It's certain things that I want you to not have to do that I may have did.
Yeah, learn.
Slighter roads I might have went down that may be a little easier for you if I tell you, hey, try this right here, try
That's
this right
right.
here.
Yeah.
I do a little different. But a lot of kids said they want to do it their way, but you say, hey, this way right here might be a little easier for you. And I'm still going through that. They told me, a lot of guys, when they told me the right way to do it, they said, well, I've been your age before, you've never been mine.
Right,
so
exactly.
They were saying, hey, I done went through some of the stuff that you went through
Exactly.
at your age. So I've been your age before, but you've never been my age.
That's it.
So
That's
I tell
good.
the kids these days the same thing. Hey, I've been your age before, but you've never been my age. So I went some of these same things you went through.
Yes.
And I wasn't perfect.
That's right.
I wasn't perfect because sometimes they need to hear the non so perfect side.
Yes, you better
Because
say that.
sometimes as an
Yes.
educator, they look at you as being perfect, but
That's right.
my world wasn't perfect either. This journey
Mine
along,
either.
it
No,
wasn't
sir.
it wasn't perfect.
That's
so
right.
so it's
love
not
it.
perfect. Don't look at it
As
being
being
perfect.
perfect.
When I come to you and I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to you as
From a perfect place.
exactly. Yeah, I'm definitely not talking from a perfect person.
That's right.
Place of being a perfect person.
Right.
I'm talking to you from a person who done did and seen some of the same things that you're going through, experienced some of the same things you're going through, and some of the things you're doing right now. That I want to tell you, hey, this is what it led me to. This way, this was some of the roadblocks it led me to.
Right.
So
right.
don't get caught up in this roadblock. You know, there's a way to cross it without having to stop.
Come
you know
on
what
now.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I'm trying to put that word out too. That it's not going to be a perfect journey. It's not going to be a road of silver and gold.
That's right.
You know, so you got to be ready for those obstacles that are going to occur, and be ready to attack those tests head on for that testimony later on down the road.
That's
so.
good. That's good. And yet at the end of the day, I want to see you succeed.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's
so
it.
either you hear me and take the advice,
Yeah.
you know, or either you can take your own journey.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times we tell our children, you know, I'm telling you this because I've been there. You know, and you can hear me, or either you can learn the hard way,
Yeah.
or you can take, you know, you can learn the easy way.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said, they look at us like we have never been through
Yeah,
anything.
exactly.
That, you know, we're picture perfect
Yeah.
and all that. You know,
Yeah.
but we're not. You
Yeah,
know, like you
exactly.
said, I got some skeletons in my closet.
Yeah.
You know, I've got some hard knocks in
Yeah,
life. You
yeah.
know, been down through there, as the kids
Yeah,
would say.
exactly.
You know, but I've learned.
Yeah.
You know, David said it was good for me that I was afflicted, that I may learn.
Yeah.
And so we learn. So since we learn from it, we're trying to help you learn, so that you can be successful.
And in an open conversation with them, that's why I try to let them know that, hey, no, it ain't perfect.
That's right.
It's not perfect. So let me tell you the reason why it's not perfect. Let me tell you
Right.
some of the things that I went through that wasn't perfect. So now
Yes.
you're saying that even though you went through the same thing, that you can change.
Yes.
Change is possible.
Yeah.
So that's
And
it.
choices is about
Yeah.
choices.
Exactly.
Am I right? Because choices have consequences. And if you make the wrong choice, there's consequences behind it. And if you make the good choice, good consequences are coming. You know.
And you know, in growing up, that's another thing that I'm glad that I wasn't sheltered, that I was able to meet people that all different avenues and all
Yes,
different
walks of
roads.
life.
Exactly. You know, growing up in some of the neighborhoods and being a part of some of the neighborhoods, that was some of the things you learned, some of your lessons you learned. You know, you got a chance to learn from other people and learn, you know, that walk of life that you might not have seen every day. But
Right.
once you did see it, you recognize it. And even now you recognize it.
Right.
So now you can be like, hey, I recognize this. I've seen this before. So, hey, don't do this. You know, stay away from this.
That's right.
Stay away from this crowd, or, you know, this crowd, or, you know, I got this friend or that friend. You know,
Right.
be able to make your own choices.
Right.
So that's some of the great things about, you know, life in general. That you get a chance to see and meet people
Yeah.
and know things, and everybody that comes to you may come up to you as a stranger, but then they may leave as a friend.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So,
that's good. That's
yeah, so,
important. Wow.
Yeah.
And so it's not just about my group. It's
Yeah.
about anybody that you touch.
Exactly.
You know, because in this arena that you are now, you're gonna be subject to meet everybody.
Yeah.
All kind of kids, all kind of, even adults.
Exactly.
You know, I know it's about the kids to a certain degree, but even other administrators, teachers, and you know, coaches and different people,
Exactly.
you'll be able to impact their lives as well, and make sure that they are successful.
And that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I tell you what, this has been fantastic.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
tell you, it has been just wonderful just conversating with you and listening to you talk. We haven't talked on this
Yeah,
level,
I know.
you know, and
it was just like that. It was
exactly. And you know, when we see
Yeah,
each other, it's always about
yeah,
coaching.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
but it's been fulfilling today, and it's
Yeah.
been a joy.
It was just like we're down by the pond on
Come
Judge
on
Brown
now,
Road.
you already know. You got to say that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I tell you, it's been good for my soul today.
Thank you, me too.
And I hope you've been helped and just,
Yeah,
you know,
I have.
encouraged and
I have.
empowered as well for being on the You Better Say That talk show.
Thank you.
And listen, be on the lookout for the great things that's ahead for Frederick Reco Newton.
Thank you.
You know, and it's the District 1 Board of Education. I'm
Yes.
telling you, great things are in store for them. So listen, thank you so much for tuning in to the You Better Say That talk show. Be sure to check us out on the You Better Say That Facebook page and our YouTube channel. So until next time, you better say that, and God bless you.
You better
Thank you.
say that.
Thank you.
The best talk show, you better say that.